Hey Renee, thank you so much for taking out the time to share your experience of the 8-week sales mastery course with other firm owners that might be considering enrolling in our 8-week sales mastery course, but might have some additional questions or want to hear from other firm owners like you. So before we dive into some questions, Renee, I'd love it if you could share where your firm's located and what do you specialize in?
Sure. We are located in Oostburg, Wisconsin, right along Lake Michigan. And we specialize in individual tax preparation, business tax preparation, and small portions of bookkeeping.
Awesome. So, what were the biggest challenges in your firm before we met as it related to your sales process, your pricing, how you communicated with clients and converted leads into paying clients?
We didn't have a sales process, so this helped us get one in place. And it also provided us a way to take our clients through a process instead of just saying, well, what do you need? Because we found most clients don't know what they need.
Right? Isn't that an eye-opening thing, right? So,
Yep.
before, without a sales process, how did you feel in the firm? Like, how did you realize that you're like, oh yeah, I have a challenge that I need to get this resolved? What were the things that were really stressing you out or just really eating at you?
We just kept getting everybody, and everybody was well, they would almost ask us, well, are we a fit for you, or can we come here? And I just kind of wanted to direct that piece of it instead of letting the client direct that piece.
Got it. Yeah. And when you realized like that you didn't really have a sales process, you didn't have control over that, how much revenue or clients were you not closing that you said, okay, I really need to make a change or a shift? And what would you have done differently, I guess, looking back in the past too?
We probably would have started with higher fees, and we probably would have chosen not to take a good chunk of our employees clients because they weren't the fit that we really desired for our firm.
hmm Yeah. And what was the tipping point for you, Renee, to do something about it? Like, what was that thing that just led you to the other side to,
Crazy life with three kids, starting school, all of it. It's to the point where we need a little bit more control of the business
yeah,
and not letting our clients control us.
yeah. Awesome. So, when you were researching the Abundant Accountant and our 8-week sales mastery course, what were your concerns or hesitations before you decided to enroll and dive in with us?
To know if it would really help us get
Mm.
to the point where we expected or would like to be. The what I didn't expect was the live Zoom meetings that we have weekly, and that was a huge help because it provided me with a commitment of I have to have my stuff done and turned in and get the feedback or get the questions answered that I needed. It wasn't it's self-paced, but it's not. So there's accountability that was there.
Awesome. And I know that maybe in the beginning, before you enrolled with us, you were concerned that this wasn't going to work for you, or would this work for me, or am I going to get anything out of it? And I think a lot of firm owners, Renee, have that also same concern. Can you
Yeah.
share with us your thought process on what made you make the decision to commit and invest time and money into enrolling in the 8-week sales mastery course that might help another firm owner who also might be stuck with those same thoughts that you had?
Yeah, it really came down to the goal of being more in control
Yeah.
and really just wanting to get something in place um, to give us the ability to control who comes in our door, who we help, and things like that. And knowing, like, I've heard about sales processes for a couple of years. I'm 3 years into this. We need to get something in place now.
hmm And I know you said you've heard about sales processes for a couple years. What made you wait instead of take action on something maybe earlier? Because I think that's normal for many firm owners we meet. They know they need to fix this, but we always focus like on our workflow process
Mm-hmm.
or the client execution, but like you've realized you've got all these clients that were the wrong fit, right? And when
Right.
your sales process. So what would you share maybe with another firm owner that's starting out where you were just 3 years ago about looking at all these sales uh, systems or processes that you came across over the years but didn't take action on? I'd love it if you could share a little bit about that.
Yeah, I would encourage anybody starting right out is to get it solidified right away. And even to think more, don't go so broad when you start your firm. Like know where you want to be. Because even now I'm spread so far across tax, individual, business, bookkeeping, and you kind of have little bits of all these different business types, and then you're like, but I like working with this person, but then they don't fit with what you want your niche to be. So if you can figure all of that out way before you get 3 years down the road, it's
Yeah,
going to be a heck of a lot easier.
I know, right? Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. I'd love
Mm-hmm.
it, Renee, if you could share what have been some of your biggest wins and celebrations in just the last 8 weeks of what you've learned and how you feel now. And you can share
Yeah.
financial ones if you have any, or just anything that you'd love to share that's on your heart that would, that maybe you would have wanted to hear in one of these videos when you watch them.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is the confidence to say, really sell your value, versus selling the service, and to say, well, if somebody doesn't value what you're giving them, then they're probably not the right person to be serving in this role. So yeah, I mean, non-financial confidence, and then you get the process out of it, and you get all this stuff to help you keep going down the line.
Yes.
We haven't done too much financial yet, just because we haven't gotten to the point of the year. I'm hoping that next year we're $150 higher than our tax
Minimum.
return fee for our
Yeah.
individuals. So
Yes. Awesome. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. And I don't know if you've worked with other coaches or been in other programs or things in the past, but I'd love it if you could share how did you feel working with the Abundant Accountant and within our 8-week sales mastery course? How was that for you from a process standpoint and workflow and just how you felt about working with us or what was unique?
sure. I think the unique thing is the Zoom meetings, and the ability to reach out to you whenever, and feeling like you wanted us to reach out. I think when my very first Zoom call probably had 35 to 40 people on it, and as I've gone through, there's the turnover as people get to the end of their lessons.
Right.
But other coaches that I've worked with, they're just like constantly busy, and they don't necessarily make it seem like they have the time to set aside an hour and a half every week on a Tuesday or whatever it is, to say, yep, we're going to address whatever questions are going on. What do you guys need help with? Hey, let's walk through your sales prep sheets, things like that.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you found unique and different from other coaches or programs that you've done?
I would say the homework, walking through and actually applying it right away. I would say a lot of places are video based, which you guys also have, but then you have the homework piece to it where you go and apply it right away, and then somebody's reviewing it. So then you're getting feedback immediately, instead of, okay, yeah, I can see the principles, but now I have to go apply them on my own, and I never get any feedback to say, yeah, you're on the right track, but here's how I would tweak this a little bit.
Yeah, with our comments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Renee, for sharing so openly. Now that you've got this newfound confidence and you've got your sales process in place, what are you most excited about or optimistic about with your firm now, working with the Abundant Accountant and having this process?
Knowing what my tax season looks like, sending everything out November, December,
Yes.
getting people to pay down their deposits or pay for their full tax return right up front,
Yep.
and just know how many people I have coming through the door between February and April 15th.
Yes. Awesome. And I'm so happy that you're going to know and that your bank account will reflect it too. So I'm very proud of the work that you've done. I'd love it if you could share before we wrap up, what words of wisdom would you have for other firm owners that might be listening right now? And I know that you're also a PASBA member. And for some of those folks, like what would you share with them for someone who's really serious about making these changes in their firm, or maybe they're in the beginning stages of their firm, like where you were 3 years ago, and they don't want to make these same, errors per se.
Mhm.
What would you say to them?
I would just say reach out, get the assistance right away. That was my hardest thing, was finding the right advisors and being a part of the right groups. As a CPA, I'm like, well, I should be a part of AICPA and Wisconsin CPA and things like that. But it's really come down to the PASBA, the Abundant Accountant, the podcasts that are out there. That's really what drives the true development of a firm now these days, because it's, yes, there's regulation, yes, there's all this stuff, but so many people like myself start out working for a larger firm, and you're like, well, I can't keep that up, but I don't really want to go back into corporate, so let me go out on my own. It's what our family needs or whatever. And you know how to do the work, but you don't know how to start the business. So places like the Abundant Accountant fill in those spots for you, and they give you the confidence to be the best business owner you can be.
Yeah. And lead your business instead of have your clients be in the
Right, exactly.
yeah, awesome. Well, Renee, I'm so proud of all the work that you've done and just this foundation that you've laid down for yourself. Is there anything else maybe that you want to share with another firm owner, or just even pretend you're talking to your younger self right now that maybe you want to share that I just haven't asked, that you feel compelled to share if you were watching this just 8 weeks ago?
I would just say step out and try it. It's the cost will be repaid. It your investment, you will see the return on your investment.
Yeah. And the time, because you did put in
Yes.
a lot of time.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Time and money investment will have a return on the investment. So,
Exactly. Yeah, I think you'll feel yourself being less pulled in so many directions because you're just trying to keep up with all these different areas.
awesome. Well, thank you, Renee, so much for sharing so openly. It's been an honor to watch your journey, and I can't wait to see what's next for you. So, thank you so much.
Thank you.